Yeah, you can share the Spotify link to the episode or something too.
Yes, I'll do that.
I think we have a LinkedIn too.
Yeah, or we have a
LinkedIn.
No, we have a link tree, page that has
a link tree.
Not
That
a
makes
LinkedIn.
more sense.
There we go.
LinkedIn.
Potato, potato.
I was like a LinkedIn.
This is news to me. Yeah. I didn't do that.
That'd be funny.
Maybe that's the next step. We need to get the league on LinkedIn.
Oh, there we go.
That's the next Pauper meta.
It'd be more feel more legit to the
for real.
the business folks of the world that are interested in Pauper.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'll add it to my CV. Manager of the London Pauper League.
There you go. There you go.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast. We talk about your favorite format, Pauper. This is episode. I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler, joined as always by James Hippo Hieronymus. I threw it off. I was looking at you, so I said you first. What's up, buddy?
Probably my blood pressure.
Your blood pressure. Well, let's get that checked after this.
We probably should.
Also joined by my other co-host, who's normally introduced first, Thomas Performs Concerts Gun.
It's true. I do that.
Yeah, we did that. You did that on Sunday, not we.
Friday. Yeah. I think it was Friday.
Friday?
Yeah, it was
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played a little singer-songwriter spot downtown. It was fun.
Friday.
It was fun.
Fun little spot.
It was. Also joined by special guest Morgan Fussell. How are you doing?
Hey guys, yeah, really good. Good to be here. Pleasure to be invited on, and happy to chat about some Pauper today.
Sick. We I can't remember how we initially got in touch with you.
Morgan sent us in an email outlining some things about his work with the London Pauper League and affiliations with the LPI and just chatting about building community. And we thought, hey, this is a topic that we've been talking about that we wanted to touch on, and a lot of people have been asking us about too, of just like, how do you guys get so many people to show up to Pauper events and stuff like that. So we're excited to chat. We're gonna have a good episode for y'all.
Yeah, I think I hit you at the right time. I sort of messaged in just sort of saying, love what you guys do, and would be excited to jump on some point and chat about what we've been building over in the UK. And yeah, you guys wanted to talk about building communities, and I can't claim that I'm the expert, but hey, I've managed to build one, so excited to share everything I can.
Shall we start with like base one, I guess, like no Pauper community, like no Pauper events firing at LGS to Pauper events firing at LGS? Like, where's a good like starting point for that?
Yeah, because for us, like I can't speak too much. James might be able to speak to this on our end. Like Cameron, you and I came into Nashville.
It was already established.
The Pauper community was pretty well established. I think it's grown a significant bit over the last couple of years as well. Hopefully, I think in part thanks to the podcast, but certainly due to a lot of groundwork from individuals before we started talking about this into microphones. James, you want to give like us a little breakdown of like where we started, and then Morgan, you can tell us about how your crew got your start.
Yeah, so I guess probably 2016, 2017, I want to say somewhere in that area. Derek Smith, we've had Derek on before.
Alum of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Was really passionate about the format, and like every FNM would come bring, or any Magic event that he attended, it didn't matter what it was, would bring a plethora of decks for people to play. Anything from like mono white soldiers to blue black teachings to anything. And so kind of started from there. Things died down a little bit once Derek moved away from the immediate Nashville area a little bit. But once we got to like post-COVID, it became of interest again, and so events started to fire. Like we have our monthly locals now. So
So kind of just having the Pauper decks on them.
Yeah, he just had them, and then just kind of got people interested in them, including me. So.
He was talking about that, just like playing at like FNM's pre-release and just trying to jam games in between, asking opponents if they want to jam games in between. Because if you're playing Magic and it's like between rounds, or like there's one person left finishing the pre-release round in time, like people are going to hover and see what you're doing, and Magic players are going to be like, ooh, what's that? Why is that on the battlefield? What is this? Kind of thing.
Magic players love to peer over the table. I feel like that's what we do best, is walk past other people's tables and just see what's going on.
I like watching Magic more than playing Magic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the Nashville scene.
Birth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we had some similarities, to be fair. For me, So I sort of started playing Magic personally, just sort of with friends, I guess, as most people did back in like school. It was original Ixalan is when I started like buying products other than just randomly accumulating cards that I didn't really know where they'd come from. And I'd loosely gotten into Pauper. I was sort of aware it existed. I was mostly just brewing like random stuff. The first thing I ever played was a Simic Evolve deck. This was before Experiment 1 was even downshifted, so it was just like Cloudfin Raptor into Shamble Shark, figure it out from there. Very fun. Not necessarily good, but I didn't know what was good at the time, so it didn't really matter. So I just played it and I had a good time with it. And then sort of fell out of Magic for a little while. Went off to uni for a little bit. Just wasn't really playing as much. Life, things get busy. And moved a few years ago to London. So where I grew up originally, there wasn't really stores. It's like middle of the countryside in the UK. Probably everything you picture of like, tiny little place in a village. But then moving into London, it was suddenly like, oh wow, there's like, I go on my Wizards event tracker and there's like 5-10 stores that I can reach easily. I just randomly got back into it again. Played in a few different places, but found this one store that was doing sort of rotating formats on Monday nights. It's called Badger Gaming in Deptford, hence all the Badger things I post and have on my icons everywhere. And it's a board game cafe, very lovely store, very lovely staff, great vibe. And they would do these rotating formats, and they were very small, and Pauper would be every now and then, and we'd maybe have like 3 to 6 people, 3 to 8 maybe, would come and play Pauper. And I built Dimir Terror. This is a couple of years ago, so Dimir Terror was kind of on top. And I like playing Dimir control stuff. That's the type of evil I am. Started playing that, met some really nice people, was really enjoying it. I think we got a little bit of luck and a little bit of me being very, not pushy, that sounds too mean, but very, enthusiastic about things and trying to talk to everyone and get the word out. But we had this opportunity come up when there was a Reddit post by one of the board members of the LPI, basically saying like they were opening it up to leagues outside of Italy because it had previously only been Italian leagues.
Okay.
I didn't even
What
really
is
know what
the
the LPI
LPI?
was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. So LPI, or Lega Pauper Italia, excuse my terrible Italian pronunciation. So it's I guess it's a community group governing body, not quite like a company or an organization. It is an organization, but it's a community more than anything else of just very passionate Pauper players that run these big tournaments, these Paupergeddons, which I'm sure a lot of listeners have heard of, but if they haven't, it's the Pauper Pro Tour is how I like to say it. It's the sort of big bad of the big one out of the Pauper tournaments, right? It's 700 odd players each time. It's really well run. It's well put together. So they run these, and as part of that, they also run a circuit of leagues, essentially. So leagues, local leagues in places, previously in Italy, but now in Europe, can join the LPI. So you register with them, you chat a bit with them, get things set up. They don't ask for like much from each of their leagues. It's just, have us tagged on your social media pages, make sure you're following certain guidelines so that the leagues work within the structure. And then, once you're in that, you can start earning buys for the Paupergeddons, etc., etc. And it's been really fun. So we joined up with that. And I think from there and from making Sorry, go.
No, my bad. That's the beauty of recording over Discord. But from my understanding, that's like the easiest way to get Paupergeddon tickets too, is like being a part of their league, the LPI.
Correct. Yes. So all LPI leagues get early access tickets, and because of how big it's grown, the LPI circuit now, that is like the majority of the tickets. So most of them will go during the LPI wave, and then there will be a public release wave for whatever's left over. But you have to be quick if you want those at this point, because it's gotten so big and so many people want to go.
I've seen that online. So people complaining,
Yeah.
but it's like, okay, well, it's like join the LPI. It seems like the solution there.
Yeah, it is. And I know they're always working behind the scenes because they're a very passionate group of people that want this to be as good as it can be. They're wanting this to be bigger and bigger. And obviously main thing is venue space. You have to find a venue that can accommodate people.
It's like they started out as like a small grassroots thing, and like once it becomes something like so much bigger, it is hard to keep up with that demand. Like that's it's just growing pains. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a nice problem to have though, I guess.
Yeah. People want to play your tournament. Ooh.
Too many people want to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was us. We joined up. I've written down the date somewhere. The 4th of September 2023 was our first ever event. We'd done a little bit of sort of, I'd say, marketing. That's me trying to use my job. But a bit of pushing around, like speaking to communities at the stores and on social media groups. There's like loads of Facebook groups. I'd say to anyone, if they're struggling to find somewhere to play Pauper near them, go on Facebook, put wherever you're from Pauper. There's probably one. Like there seems to be one all the time. I keep getting recommended ones from places I don't even know where they are. But we got a UK one. Put it in there, and yeah, our first event from our sort of small 4 to 8 person events, we had 15 people for that first league leg. Nice. I think the league format was quite exciting to people, running it in this sort of you're earning points as you're playing through the weeks. And yeah, that first season we peaked at 19, had an average of 17 players, 36 unique players over the 10 legs. The way we run our leagues is we do 10 individual legs, followed by a top 8. The top 8 being a separate event at the end of all 10, based on your best 7 performances over the 10 to give a bit of leeway. We don't want to force people to have to be there all 10 weeks to make it, because otherwise it's too...
It's just
It's funny. I actually want to share a little bit how down in Alabama, the way they run their legacy league, they actually changed this. Beforehand, it was if you play in the qualifier events, and if you win one of these, you were instantly qualified for like the Invitational, which was a 16-player thing that they did.
Sure.
But they've actually restructured this where they want people to continue to come and play, so that you don't just go win one and then you're done. Mm-hmm. They want people to come back, and so even if you win one, still got to come back and keep those points up.
Sure.
Same kind of scenario here. Sounds like.
Yeah, I think that's what's nice about it, right? It's you get these sort of little internal rivalries, and we have a very like close community. Everyone gets on. There's no arguments. But yeah, you get this like you want to be ahead of your friend, or you want to make sure you're locked before the last week because you don't want the stress of having to 3-0 in the last week or whatever.
That's kind of fun though. Put some like stakes on it.
Yeah, that's also quite. The last week is always my favorite, when it's like I know I'll always do like an announcement of like, here's the players that are in, here's everyone that's fighting for the last places, and then everyone's trying to figure out what permutation they need to beat different people. And
do you get the friends that are like already queued, trying to like homie scoop for the friends that aren't queued yet in those last week situations?
So we don't. We've like, funny you say that, because we've just had our most recent top 8 was actually yesterday. We play on Mondays. So the week before, we did have people talking like, do you want to concede to me? Do you not? But because I think we have obviously people that are closer than others, as natural in any community, but we are quite just close as a big group from like traveling around to events together. It's fostered that. So too many people are sort of implicated in any of these homie scoops to the point where no one really wants to do them because it's too much of a feels bad for other people.
Yeah, everybody's a homie.
For now, yeah, exactly. Which is what you want, I suppose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's cool. What have been some things that so these legs, are these weekly events? It sounds like they're like 3-round. It sounds like they're 3-round weekly events. Is that, are we on the same page there?
Yes. So we do 3-round weeklies. With the number of players we have, technically it should be more than 3 rounds, but we're running on Monday evenings. We want to make sure people can get there from work and everything. And we want to keep the round numbers consistent. Exactly, yeah. It still ends up ending quite late sometimes because Pauper has a tendency to go past the time limit.
No.
Never, right? Even in the quickest format it's ever been, you still will struggle to find a round that doesn't go to time.
It's true.
But yeah, we do 3-round weekly events, which means there's no clear winner on each individual week. But that doesn't really matter because what you're getting is you're earning points up towards your final top 8, which is the ultimate goal.
That's really cool. It reminds me of, we did something similar when I was in college. It was my freshman year, 2012. I started playing Magic with Return to Ravnica. And pretty soon after I started, we started a Magic club on campus, which also kind of ties into the community stuff and a way that we got people to keep coming back. We did F&M on campus. We did Friday Night Magic on campus. We rented a classroom and we set up tables and found a free program to do Swiss pairings through, and we would have like 3 or 4 rounds a night, and that was great. And something that we did is, like, not only did we rotate through formats, I can't remember if we ever did Pauper at the time, but we would play Draft, we would play Standard, Modern, I think mostly those formats, but we came up with a point system for like an end of year, like top 8 event. And so that every week everyone could keep accumulating points, and then the top 8, and then the following year we opened it up to the top 16 because we had a bunch more people joining the club, and a point system that is on its surface like meant to like keep people interested and keep things competitive, but at the end of the day it also just kind of helps when people are coming back week after week. I found, and I'm sure you found, Morgan, that it helps to build that sense of community too, because it gives, not only does it give people something to look forward to and work towards like at the end of a season, but it also, like, getting them to come back week after week, they see the same people, they start talking about other things that aren't just Magic. Maybe, oh, let's go get a bite to eat before, or go down to the pub and grab a drink after, or what have you, like those sorts of connections start to kind of naturally happen. And it was really cool, especially for us when I was in college doing the club. We had a lot of different kinds of people from different majors and departments. Like we had like me and a couple of the other theater techies, and there was like a couple outdoor ed people, some psych people, some people. We worked in close partnership with some of the developmentally disabled folks and their whole program that they had at the school, because they enjoyed playing Commander, and so we had like some Commander pods going at these nights too, which was super fun. Yeah, it's just really cool to see where that can go and that can build from.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think the big thing, is like you say, just making it that constant. I think like human nature is to like routine, and so just having a place that it's like, we'll be here every week, and whenever new players come along, it's always something I'll say is be like, yeah, we're here every Monday. It will usually be Pauper. Between seasons, it might be something else. But yeah, you can come down every week. You'll see the same people. If you like people, you can see them again. And thankfully, we've got a very nice bunch, so that's not a problem. I think Pauper players generally are. Never really had many problems with Pauper players.
No.
Not really.
I like your point there on the consistency thing, because I'm going to borrow from Lucky Paper Radio, a Cube podcast, but they were talking about when they were building a Cube community, just making sure it was like consistently the same day, same time. Obviously, if there's a tornado outside or something going on, like, or it snows 2 inches in Tennessee and the whole town shuts down, but just having that consistent place and that you're doing there playing what you said you're going to be playing. So even if like 4 people show up for Pauper, like, play quick,
that's 3 rounds. Everyone plays everyone.
Round robin, just kind of everybody play everybody kind of thing. Don't just bust out the commander decks, like try to like grow a scene and play what you said you're going to be playing. So, like, if someone does show up late, or you never know when you're going to catch somebody else's attention playing it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something that we're looking forward to in our local area. Is our most regular Pauper event is a monthly event at one of our local stores. It's always the second Saturday of the month, but because of the increased product release schedule, there have been a lot of times where that second Saturday gets booted out for pre-release.
It's every time now. It's every set that comes out. It conveniently lands on that second Saturday.
Almost every time, it seems, and that's been very frustrating for our local scene, in that we want to play. We get like a good 20 to 30 people plus sometimes at our local monthly. And of course, a monthly being a little bit bigger than a weekly, that's to be expected, but like people look forward to it, and that not having that consistency has hurt us in some cases for sure. And I think that we would see more systematic growth if that day were always blocked off for Pauper every month.
It's okay. I think we're going to change that soon.
That's where I was going, where we have a new store coming in, setting up shop hopefully soon, at least within this calendar year. And one of the things we're really going to push with them and that we really want is a weekly Pauper event, so that everyone knows that like come hell or high water, like we can go down to the shop, the new shop, on whatever night it is, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever night, maybe Monday, I don't know. They'll pick a day.
And that's something we've talked to like the new owner with too. And I think like if we can show them like on a weeknight, it's like, okay, 10 to 20 people are coming out for a weeknight and playing this Pauper thing.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to turn into a league system.
And I think it specifically helps, especially with Pauper, that between the three of us, like all of us can build multiple decks for people.
Oh yeah.
Even if you we're just like, hey, just come down. Like you don't even have to have a deck. Like we can get you on a deck. Just come down and like exist, and you can see what it's about. Like that's gonna be. I think that's a big part of that too.
And we're very fortunate.
That's something we do.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that's something we absolutely do as well. I will try and talk to new players as much as I can, and I know a lot of our sort of community leaders, if you want to call them that, the people that are there every week that are really big drivers of it, we'll always be speaking to new players. And because we're all quite enfranchised now, we've been going for a while, we do have basically the entire format built between us like 2 or 3 times over. So we'll just say to people like, you've never played Pauper before? Like Google Pauper meta, Google decks in Pauper, put in our chat what you want. Someone will have it there for you on Monday, without fail, basically. Which I think that makes the barrier to entry so low. And it already is low.
Yeah, exactly.
I know specifically between me and Cameron, we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
Like you can say anything anybody basically wants, we can just build it for them.
And we're usually the ones like people like text them like, hey, do you have this? And yeah.
Which honestly feels great.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's nice to be needed.
I was gonna point out too that we're pretty fortunate in that we live in a major city like Nashville, Tennessee. It's like we have a big big in quotes. I get there are a lot bigger cities, but like pretty big city. And we're fortunate enough to have multiple game stores in the surrounding area. Like there's like the main one and then a ton within like an hour to an hour and a half driving distance. And it gets harder when you live in somewhere in the middle of South Dakota, like per se, and you might not have a game store within like 40 minutes in driving distance. That's a little bit harder, but if you have at least like one game store, trying to like convince your friends to play, like seeing what decks they're interested in and like taking that investment and like building those decks for them, then you can show up to your LGS with like 4 people and say, hey, at the very least, we're going to have 4 people for this event. Like it doesn't hurt to try to fire it a couple times and see who shows up, I guess would be my advice there.
Yeah, I think the fun thing about having the multiple stores around, I mean, we have that in London, right? London is massive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So there are like quite a few stores around. I surprisingly not as many as you would think based on the population, but still quite a few. And I'd say next to all of them now run some sort of Pauper thing based on the fact that we will all just show up. So we have our weekly Pauper League, but a lot of other stores will do a monthly Pauper, or they'll do something on a different night. They'll do a winner box every now and then. And whenever they do, we're all in our chat going, right, who's going to this one? We'll all show up. We'll all have our team shirts on. We'll all be branded.
That's sick.
And we'll just run these like to help out with these events, and then it shows the other stores like, oh wow, people are actually super interested in this format. Like maybe it's getting more pull than anything else was, just because there's this one community that's doing very well, and there's a lot of other communities that are doing very well in London and the UK in general. It's very much a growing scene to the point where a lot of stores are really wanting to run it, which is very exciting.
I think another thing that may be a little bit of an issue for us as far as that is concerned is that it's really hard for stores to have just the commons for everybody to have, like getting we'll just talk about our specific store, like good luck trying to find X common that just came out of even just this most recent set. Like, it's kind of difficult. So, but there are some other stores in our area that do carry these things for people to have. So that does make it a little bit easier on that regard. Yeah, I know availability can be a problem for some people too.
Especially these like niche cards. Like, how many snuff outs does your local community have? You know, how many
sadistic glees?
Yeah, how many Tempest commons we got?
Yeah, no kidding.
Rocking in the back room. You know, you know, it can definitely be an issue.
I was thinking you can put together like 95% of a pauper deck very easily. And the last 5%, there's always that like one card that's just weirdly hard to find, and like no one has it in stock, and none of your friends own it. And it's like every deck has that one or two cards. It's really annoying.
What do you mean I can't just order 4 Obsidian Acolyte?
I was
you know?
actually
right.
That's funny.
The sideboard cards are the biggest offenders.
Yeah.
I think sideboard cards are like half of the price of pauper decks at this point as well.
Yeah,
between like Dust to Dust, Reb, Beb. Relic, snuff outs and sideboards.
Relic specifically took a big leap forward
because of modern. Yeah. Because of Ketramose.
Think about that.
Yeah. It draws 4 cards off of Ketramose. Crazy.
Yeah, so
anyway,
Deadly Dispute.
I need to stop talking about modern.
Yeah.
Did you see the meme?
I put it in there.
Oh, you put that in there. That's so good. Oh my god. It's Deadly Dispute and Iker Wellspring looking at Ketramose and Relic of Progenitus, and they're like, look what they need to mimic even a fraction of our power.
Nice.
Anyway.
Very true. We have a lot of staunch haters of the ancestral recall of Pauper in our community, I can tell you that.
We have quite a few lovers of the interaction on this
we
side.
have lovers too, but
okay.
It's fiercely debated topic.
I had a question about the LPI again. So was that something you just reached out and like sent an email in for your store to join?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, so I saw the Reddit post that they put up. They would just like reach out. I think I actually just like DM'd the guy on Reddit. His name is called Roberto. He's one of the like executive board that they have, who are the group of people that make the decisions behind the scenes. And there's a small registration fee that's yearly. So you give them that, you put forth your like sort of not really a proposal, but like your little plan. Here's what we're doing. Here's our schedule. Here's our rules. They provide a skeleton for all that stuff as well. Like, here's the base rules that everyone uses, and they're pretty standard, like you'd expect. And then you're in. You can start running events.
Is there like an easy like contact point if like an LGS or a scene had a group going, they're like, hey, maybe we can join this LPI? Like, is there like a good like? Is there a link we can put in the description kind of deal?
That is a good question, and I would probably have to go back and fetch that for you, but I probably can get that, because I fell into it so randomly. I couldn't even think of what the link would be, but I'm sure there is one.
Yeah,
and I'm sure if you just sort of like, people just Googled around a bit of like LPI, they have their own like Facebook pages and stuff. You can probably message through there, but I'll try and find a link for you to make it easier for people.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I doubt that they would have expanded it as far as the U.S., but we had some folks in Europe, and I think also in the U.K. specifically in our Discord who are asking for that info. So yeah, no, that would be awesome. Yeah,
well, it is all over Europe now. Like I've been to three Paupergeddons now. Most recently in Rome in November, and yeah, the amount of people from all over Europe is like really lovely to see. There's big communities in Germany. There's some in France, like Poland. Obviously, you guys talked to Skuro previously. It's getting really big over there. Czech Republic, good friends with them now. I'm probably missing loads, but yeah, it really has gone fully international.
Man, America needs to do something like that, even if it's like by region. Like, you do these...
It's like the Southeast.
Do, like, these leagues that go into regions, and then regions into, like, a nationals thing would be really, really cool here in the States.
I think the only issue with that is that the country
Tennessee has the best players.
Well, the country is so spread out that does make that a little bit more difficult, especially with such a niche format like it is.
And there's just, like, again, like, the whole... There's so much nothing
Yeah.
in America too.
Yes.
Like it's big and it's like rural.
It's just spread out.
I feel bad for the people that are interested in like playing Pauper, but like again live in Montana in a town that has 600 people and no LGS. It's kind of like, well, if you do have a Magic scene, you're kind of at the will of whatever your Magic scene wants to play.
Your Magic scene of 6 people.
Yeah, exactly. So that is a little harder. That's
that's definitely part of the benefit of, I'm sure, of living in Europe, where they say things are more tightly confined, and getting to other countries is a lot easier, and getting to other other regions in general.
Yeah, it's funny because I can get to like the Paupergeddons in Italy much cheaper than I can get a train up to like the north of England. So it just feels like.
Are you taking a train to Italy? Is that a thing?
No, flight to Italy. Yeah. You technically could like take a series of trains because you can go through the Channel Tunnel to France and go from there. But yeah, the flights are like very cheap because they're so far in advance. We can book the flight so far in advance.
Yeah.
So it's super nice, like £35 flights or whatever, and yeah,
that's insane. That's really dumb.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like we'll like fly to like not even across the country for a regional championship, and like flights can be anywhere from $200 to like $600 kind of thing.
That's probably further, right? Like when you think of how big America is compared to Europe, like it probably is actually a longer distance.
Yeah, I mean, assuming we'll take for example like Dallas for us, it's like a 12-hour drive, right? Something like that, and it's like a 2.5-hour flight, if that. It's like a 2-hour flight,
and maybe. You're looking at like tickets being like 600 round trip or something, 500 round trip
at the top end.
Yeah.
But the US is also imploding, so
that is true.
Try not to get onto politics.
No, we're not doing so hot over here, Morgan.
Yeah, I've seen.
Oh boy.
But anywho, the sprawl of the US definitely has like a lot to do with something like that being a little less feasible over here, which is unfortunate. I do think that we could get something sort of going. Like there are major cities, within driving distance of wherever, even in the Midwest where everything's really sprawled out. Like I've definitely heard from some Midwestern folk that like a 12-hour drive is nothing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, as listeners of the podcast know, my girlfriend Hannah and I, we travel around, we tour, we play music, and we've done laps around the country in our little Prius. And, a long drive is nothing for me. But, like you said, it could be a lot for other people. But I think we're in this like interesting time period where at least what I'm seeing from like Magic, like these grassroots Magic events really popping up. Like we've been hyping up this upstate New York event that's happening on March 1st. And I want to wish everyone good luck for that. That's going to be happening between this week's episode and the next week's episode. Like good luck to everyone playing. That's awesome. I think they got well above their cap and opened up more space for more people. So that's super exciting. We had our tournament, the Common Ground Cup, and we're going to have another one in July. And we expect even more people for that one, and like the Cube community has all these little grassroots events, not to mention CubeCon that happens every fall. Like we're kind of in this like this moment of grassroots, like small to medium sized events organization. Yeah, it kind of feels like that. And I hope that this would like that in terms of Pauper specifically, we could potentially learn from these models of leagues and potentially, in like national tournaments, national events that lead into something like Paupergeddon. I bet we could make something, we could potentially be a part of making something like that happen. It still might take a little while. We still might be like a year or two away from seeing anything like that realized. But I think we're seeing like the real rumblings of that, given the nature of the just unbelievable amount of product that Wizards is just spewing at us all. We're all like, okay, hold on, we're gonna do our own thing in some way or fashion here,
Yeah. I know another thing over here is that Energy has started to pick up and started to do these 1Ks at some of these bigger events that they do, which is another big help to get some eyes on the format over here.
Yeah, Energy and the SCG cons. Yeah,
I was gonna say sometimes all it takes is someone to just sort of pick up the baton and lead it, right? Like what you guys have done with your Common Ground Cup, what we've been doing starting our league, and also like further in UK terms, there's been this series of tournaments called the Northern Pauper Opens, I can't remember how long they've been
mhm.
going. I went to my first one last year. I think they've been bi-yearly previously. But they're run by this guy called...
I'll hear like Teasdale talk about that.
Yes,
over on
that's the one. Yeah,
yeah.
Pauper Dan. So Pauper Dan on Twitter or X. Yeah, is the runner of those, and he's been doing them for a long time. And he started very sort of humble beginnings. It was just like local players would come along, and now each one of them will sell out very quickly. They'll always hit cap. There's actually one this weekend coming, which I'll be traveling up to with a few players from my league. But even further from that, because of the success Dan had seen from the Northern Pauper Opens, he was able to put on the first UK Pauper Nationals last year, which I don't know if you guys saw much about it. It was on the same weekend as like the Brazilian and the Polish.
We did, actually.
So it was all happening at once, and it went crazy. But yeah, so I went up to that, and it was a really, really well-run event. And Dan will tell you, like, he's just a guy who loves this format and loves putting on events. But he did a great job at making sure everything was set up. The event ran so smoothly on the day. There was great judging, top 8, prizing, playmats, everything. And that felt like a real celebration of what the UK Pauper community's accomplished. And we had people come from all corners of the country, from Wales, Scotland, Ireland, from down south, from up north, all sort of came together. I think there was 134 players or something like that, which is huge. It's the largest Pauper event ever in the UK that hasn't been at a GP when they existed. And one of my league members actually took it down. Ben became the first UK Pauper Nationals champion. I came fourth for the humble brag.
Nice.
Yeah, top
we
100.
did quite well.
Yeah, that's sick.
And I didn't succumb to the meta. I played my beloved Demir Fairies. I managed to come top 4, which I was pretty happy with.
That's great.
Yeah, it makes me kind of wonder if we can get something like even if we had to travel for it, that something like that in like Atlanta area.
Sure,
because that pulls from a lot of different places too.
Yeah.
Chicago Indy.
Also pulls. Yeah, like some of these like big,
too.
like these big cities like that.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I was in Atlanta because it's just got the biggest airport in I don't know the world.
Yeah.
So, figure that might be an incentive. But yeah, something like that might be interesting to see if we can get going in the future.
And it just like you mentioned, Morgan, it really comes off of the back of people who just love the format, love the game, love the gathering, just want to see people having fun playing Magic, who want to run great events. Like we chatted with Will Hall over the summer and got his scoop from being on coverage at the summer Paupergeddon, which was like the big MH3 breakout tournament, and yes. Like we heard from him of like Booze MTG, like those guys like they just want to make like the best events happen. They want everyone to have a great time. You know, they have all the same sort of vibes that you're sharing from Pauper Dan. It seems like that's really the energy you're looking for if you want to be that sort of catalyst in your own community to really get this stuff going. And I think that we're experiencing a little bit of that as we grow as ambassadors for the format with the pod and you know that. But we, you know, like I said before, like we wouldn't be able to do this without the groundwork of like local people like Derek Smith.
Derek,
you know,
Derek's a big reason for that.
Yeah, having the decks and bringing decks to other events and just getting people interested and getting that started. And it sounds like, you know, you guys were pretty similar over there of just like, you know, being, you know, inspired by a couple other people, you know, getting the wherewithal to be like, okay, this is what we can do, and just taking the leap and making it happen. Have there been any moments for you in terms of just like having this sort of managerial role of like just thinking about the weight of the responsibility of, you know, have you had to like manage expectations, you know, have like, you don't have to go into too many you don't really have to go into details, but just like if like, you know, like the stresses of running things that have become apparent, or things that maybe you didn't expect to have to deal with. Maybe it's, you know, it sounds like you've said you have a good group of people who are all close and enjoy spending time together. So I can't imagine it's too much, but I'm sure there have been like a couple things here or there.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully it's all run pretty smoothly, and we've had nice steady growth, and everything's been fine. But there's obviously always little things that come up, right? Like that you haven't considered for your rulings. Like we hadn't really considered what happens if someone can't make the top 8 date. The way that our store runs, we can't really push a top 8 as much as we'd like to. So we've had to have those discussions about like, do we offer it down to the next people? What happens to the pricing, etc. There's probably a couple little other things like that, but I think for the most part, thankfully, I do the front of house, the pretending that I'm running stuff, but actually the store is running the events. So on the night, I'm just there to play and to write down what decks everyone's playing for my data. But I really love it, and it is a like real passion project for me. And yeah, like just something I really enjoy doing. I started doing this because I wanted to play more Pauper, and now I get to play way more Pauper. And I'm trying not to fall into the trap that tournament organizers sometimes do, where they stop getting to be able to play because they're just running. And that's actually something that Booth mentioned, and you just mentioned, the sort of godfather of Paupergeddon and everything. I got the pleasure to interview him recently for a project that we might get onto. But yeah, he was talking about the fact that like, yeah, because he's running his store, he is a vendor, he has a business running these events. He's like, he doesn't even get to play in the Paupergeddons anymore, which is a real shame. And we were telling him he has to play in Pisa this year because it's the big 10-year celebration.
Wow.
Will be in the summer, the 10-year anniversary, which is crazy. So that'll be a big one. Yeah, really looking forward to that.
Wow. If only international flights weren't even more expensive than what we were talking about.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh man. Let's touch
I'll take
on
sponsors.
Sponsor. Let's touch on the project that you just alluded to. This fanzine that y'all have put together.
Yes.
It's called Teachings for Teachings.
That's it, of course. What else would you call
a beautiful name?
A Pauper fanzine,
So
but Teachings for Teachings.
It's so good.
It's very good.
Yeah, I can't claim credit for this being my idea or me being the lead on this. That would all be Ross, who's one of my friends from the league, been there from the start, been one of the active players, just friendly players, best person, always playing silly stuff, usually playing One Land Spy.
Oh, we
very
have one
well.
of those.
Yeah, everyone has a One Land Spy. But yeah, we've been talking a lot about like how we can make content. I know everyone in my community is very eager to try and make content, and you have the conversations. Things don't often materialize. It's like, do we do a podcast? Is there space for that? Do we do written content? Do we do video content? And yeah, Ross came to me one day. It was just like, well, there's nothing like written in print in Pauper and in Magic in general at the moment. Like you had all the magazines back in the day that were very popular, the like Scry and
Inquest
and things like that.
Things like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it really lends itself to what Magic players like, which is this tactile collectability. And it's like, there isn't anything. Like, why don't we just do it? So like, sure, let's. And so yeah, we came up with this idea. We started talking about like what would it look like. Came up with the name Teachings for Teachings, of course, a classic line of play.
Oh, it's so good.
And we managed to get our first issue out, just sort of reaching out to people. And the best thing about the Pauper community is just everyone you reach out to just wants to talk about Pauper and they want to get their voice heard. And so we were able to get like a really, really great lineup for the first issue, including Gavin Verhey. Got back to us and said, yeah, I'll write a little something, like his reflections on Pauper. We had a few like tournament reports from recent tournament winners, like the Paupergeddon winner, our local league winner. We had like a pet deck feature. I wrote a little something similar to like what we're talking about today about building community. And yeah, we got this all together. We got it printed, and now we have this physical zine, this fanzine that you can hold in your hands. I think it's really wonderful initiative, and we do have a digital version. I can send you guys the link in the description if that's possible, to where people can view it online. But I think it's like 30-40 pages or something of articles and art and everything about the layout. And I was a very small part of it, that I'm still very proud of what like me and the team. We have our sort of resident league artist, Cody, known as Miso Token. He does a lot of our playmat designs, our token designs. He helped out with some of the art. We have another artist, Jack, who's also one of our players. It's a very community-built initiative. We've all come together, and the plan is that we will have 3 of these a year, one in time for each Paupergeddon. The second issue is sort of in production at the moment to be out for the next Paupergeddon in Lecco next month.
Nice.
So yeah, it's something that we think's really cool, and hopefully everyone else does as well. The first one went down really well at Paupergeddon. We sold a bunch of them, but the free version's available online. If you want one in paper, then find us or reach out to us through any of the channels. We have an Instagram page. We'd have to figure out how much shipping is to America if you guys want to.
Yeah, we briefly chatted about that in an email. Yeah,
we can certainly try sort it out. I'm not super familiar personally with shipping stuff abroad, but I mean it's obviously possible. But yeah, I think there's a lot of room for content, and I think Pauper players consume everything about the format. I know I certainly do. I know a lot of people do. They're just looking at all the deck lists, reading all the articles, watching every video that Calicais and Teasdale and everyone else posts, listening to all the podcasts, of course. And we just wanted to offer something a bit different.
Yeah.
In such an age of like digital media too, and physical media is definitely taking like the wayside, and people that read books mostly aren't even like reading a physical copy of a book. It's usually like on an e-reader or something. So just I don't even want to say like novelty, but the experience of just holding something in your hand is nice. Yeah. It's like the same thing with me.
I think it's coming back.
Yeah, well, with like paper Magic versus Moto, I don't like Moto. I don't like. I can't flick the cards. I need to flick the cards. I play terrible on Arena because it just doesn't feel like Magic to me. Like I don't treat Arena like Magic. Matter. No, they don't. And most of the games I play in paper don't matter. Most of the time it's cube or pick up games with my friends anyway. But it's just like the experience is so different, and just having, especially like magazines aren't much of a thing anymore. So having that for something you care about, and like Pauper being such a community driven format, and people that love Pauper and are interested in like something like that is really cool.
Yeah, certainly. We had a lot of people comment being like, wow, this is so old school. This is like just like the magazines of back in the day. It's like, yes, that's exactly what
nostalgia is
a
hell of a drug.
We wanted
right
to
now.
bring it back. Yeah, right. Especially, I feel like just Magic, the Magic space in general is all people reminiscing about how good life was before Universes Beyond and everything else. So if we can try and capture that magic of the early days, then we're doing something right, I suppose.
I think Magic's always been like that, though. I started around the exact same time as you in like Rivals Ixalan, and like back then people are like, oh, the old days, and I'm sure in 2010 people were like, oh, the old days. In 2005 was Affinity, the old days.
I definitely have heard.
And in 2030 there'll be.
Oh yeah.
Remember Final Fantasy? Yeah, can't wait for everyone to be reminiscing about SpongeBob and.
God, you remember when I cast that Krabby Patty and it like stared at my opponent dead in the face?
And they were like, "What is that? What's a Krabby Patty?" Oh man. Morgan, it's been a blast having you on. We have a couple of other questions that are not necessarily Magic related, and that I'd love to get to. First and foremost, what is your favorite British food? They also included that's actually British, because it sounds like there are some foods
it's actually British.
Yeah, there might be some crossover or some cultural borrowings going on, which happens all over the place.
Yeah, well, it's controversial if anything's actually British based on
that's
muddy history.
That's the sense I get with how they asked this question.
Oh, this is my friend from back home. He is
nice.
Well, hilariously, I think the national dish of the UK or of England or Scotland, one of them is a tikka masala, which feels very strange, but I believe that's true. Well, it's not. That's the thing. It's a curry, but it's not actually originates from India. Yeah,
like that, and butter chicken is British.
Yeah, which is good. I do like that. I think it's hard to beat a full English breakfast though. Which is just lots of different foods, but yeah, we do beans with breakfast. I know people find that weird, but It works.
We
Yeah,
do.
beans. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of beans.
Bacon and
Draw a
eggs
card
and
every
sausage,
time.
yeah. Very topical right now, just after the Pro Tour.
Yeah.
Another question is, who is your football team? Who do you support?
So this is
If
also slightly controversial because I'm from down south, but I support Everton, which is a team based in Liverpool, but it's the little team in Liverpool. I sort of like the plucky underdog vibe of Liverpool being the big team. And yeah, I didn't
league?
grow up in
What league are they in?
It's in the Premier League.
Sick.
Based on the last few seasons, just about we've been surviving, but we're starting to look up a little bit now. We're
Nice.
Yeah, we've just got a new manager who's also our old manager, and he's doing well. So onwards and upwards.
Nice. I have been a fan of the Green Brothers on YouTube, the Vlog Brothers, and I know that they've been involved with AFC Wimbledon. I think they're in like League 2 or 3 or something. They've been floundering a little over the last several years. It's a smaller club, but they like got their own stadium back over the last few years thanks to like the Green Brothers and their whole YouTube community's funding and stuff. And I get little snippets of English football, and it's very fun to kind of hear. I like how the league system works of just like if you reach a certain threshold, you get to move up to the next rank. But if you like are within the bottom few, then you have to like go down a rank and like play in this league instead. Like I think that's really cool. It like actually like incentivizes you to maintain your record instead of like in American sports it's just you're just here. Maybe you get traded between teams, but like this is it.
Yeah,
like,
the promotion and relegation adds a lot of sort of jeopardy and like this feeling of, I guess, hope for like a smaller team that like one day maybe it could be us, you know. And usually that manifests as some billionaire from maybe a country of dodgy morals will buy us and then we'll suddenly be rich. But, you know, sometimes it's nicer. But yeah, no, I've actually gotten into American football over the last few years as well. Besides all the ads, I find the game very fun.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been watching those.
Do you have a particular team on our side of the pond that you support?
I don't know if this is good for you guys or not. I haven't quite figured out where all the teams are actually based yet. But I picked the Ravens.
Okay, solid choice.
Largely just off the back of like how fun Lamar was to watch. It's like this is just crazy. Some of the things he was doing, and I like purple. I was like, I'd like to buy a purple shirt.
That's we're all a fan of purple.
Yeah. That's kind of cool coming from it. From like I have no stakes in any of these places. I'll just pick whoever I want.
Yeah, it's just like quite freeing, right? It's like I'm not from anywhere. Cool. I can pick any.
And you won't get like there's a huge like stigma here that's like the Philadelphia Eagles fans are crazy. And we have a friend that's from Philly, so we like to give him crap. Like it doesn't matter if they win or lose the Super Bowl. Like people are gonna get stabbed on the streets regardless, and like set stuff on fire.
Yeah, they're gonna tear down some lampposts whether they win or lose.
Yeah. We have
okay.
We have a lot of English football teams that have that reputation as well of being sort of the hooligans, the violent ones. And in honesty, like every team has them, but maybe just some more than others.
Unless the two of you have anything else to add, I was hoping we could hear about how your top 8 went for this season of your league.
Yeah, we can.
You guys have any other questions?
I don't think so.
No? Yeah, tell us about your most recent top 8.
So yeah, we had a top 8 yesterday. Sadly, we had a couple of players that couldn't make it, so it was technically like a top 6 with a couple of buys. Okay. But what can you do? It went very well for me. I actually managed to win it. So I am reigning league champion again.
All right, let's go.
It's been a while. I won our very first
It's
league.
an inside job.
Yeah, it's always the jokes I will get every time I win. It's the corrupt management. I have to play the heel sometimes, be like the Vince McMahon. But yeah, I won our very first league and then had sort of floundered in top 8 since then. So it was a return to the peak. And I played something relatively interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen this list, but do you guys know the card Steelfin Whale?
I knew exactly. I knew this was what you were going to say when you're like, it's an interesting list. And I'm like, I bet it's this. Yep.
I have always loved Steelfin Whale, and I've been
Will you
trying to
read
make
that
this
for
card. Yeah, I can.
for the audience?
I can
and me?
recite it. So it's a 6 mana, 5 and a blue creature, 3/4 creature type whale. It has affinity. It's not an artifact itself, but it has affinity for artifacts. And then it has, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, untap Steelfin Whale. Which, on its face, it's a Mirror Enforcer with Vigilance, kind of. You always have to pay the blue. It's got 1 less power, but it kind of untaps. You just play a land, it untaps, you know. But if you combine it with Retraction Helix, you can do some very interesting things. Retraction Helix being a 1 blue mana instant. Until end of turn, target creature gains tap, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So if you have those two, along with any artifact that costs 0, of which there are quite a lot, as it turns out, especially ones that don't originally cost 0, but get cheaper when you have more artifacts.
Weird.
You can just play it over and over again. You can just keep playing it. And I've always been enthralled by this concept. And I've tried so many different ways to make it work. I've just done turbo, blue, red, whale combos. Most recently, throughout the back end of this league, I was basically just playing the Grixis affinity list that just stuck the combo in. It had a 5-0 a little while ago. That wasn't me, that was someone else. But I copied the idea. But then somebody won an IPT. I guess we didn't really touch on what IPTs were, but IPTs are these big tournaments that LPI affiliated leagues can run once or twice a year. They're basically, you just run a big tournament, but the LPI will help promote it for you because it's part of their tour, and it'll also provide you LPI ranking points on their leaderboard.
Okay.
And someone won an IPT the other week with this Dimir affinity list, playing the whale, playing the helix, and playing 4 Pact Doll Terror from Aether Drift. Yeah. The baby in a car. That's a 4 mana 3/4 drains your opponent whenever it or another artifact enters. And then your classic refurb familiars, your Deadly Disputes, your Thoughtcast, your Ica Wellsprings. It just draws so many cards. And I tested the list. I really liked it. I decided I'll just play it in the top 8. It'll be fun. Turns out refurbished familiar Deadly Dispute decks are very good against blue control decks, which was all I faced in the top 8. I played against Jeskai Ephemerate, and then I played against Dimir Fae, and the matchups felt very, very good. And I think the deck is maybe more real than people realize yet. It feels quite good.
I think people are just kind of scared of the fragility of something like that. But I mean, we have the Brood Scale deck, which is just a 1/2 thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So just having another 1/2 thing this way should work in theory.
And the backup plan just being Grixis Affinity.
Well, the funny thing is, you're not really actually comboing that often. You can combo. You have the out to combo, which is quite powerful to just be able to, because your opponent has to respect it. But you sort of have this backup plan of I'll just put some Pact Doll Terrors down, and I will just drain you out of the game. If I have 2 out and I play a Blood Fountain, it's a decent chunk of your life gone, because I'm getting 2 artifacts down, each one's triggering twice. I'm playing loads of Blood Fountains to keep recurring all these things. So although you can combo, you don't need to. You just have this beatdown plan with the whales and the Pact Doll Terrors draining and refurbs in the sky. And you can actually do a cute half combo if you don't have a 0-cost artifact, or you just want to strip their hand. If you just put the Helix on the whale and then keep returning refurb familiar, you just turn every black mana you have into a discard a card on them. So you can just completely strip their hand. And once they're out, then you draw a card. So that feels kind of broken, but we'll see how the list shapes up. But I want to keep working on it. I've tried to. I'm going to reach out to the person that won the IPT as well and see if we can collude and try and make this list better. So I think it's genuinely quite strong. And that's awesome. It's won me an event already, so I can't complain.
Sick. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Morgan. We appreciate your insight.
No worries.
I hope everyone listening has gotten a little bit more insight into the LPI and little bit about community and how to get that going. Do you have any other final thoughts to share and anything else you'd like to plug that we haven't talked about? I know we'll put the zine link in the description. If you want to send over your deck list of this deck, we can also throw that in the description. That sounds sick.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to share, we can also put down there. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience? Any plugs, any socials you want to share, anything like that? This is your time.
All right. So yeah, I guess you can follow London Pauper League on Facebook or Instagram. I can send you those links as well. Instagram's probably the nicest. You'll get to see all of the updates that we have. If you're interested, if you happen to be listening to this and you live around London and you haven't heard of us, then come and check us out. We're in Deptford. You can find us. I think I've managed to make the league big enough that when you Google London Pauper League, we show up at the top. I think that happens now. And the next exciting thing we have coming up is, speaking of IPTs, we have our next one on April 19th, or Easter weekend. The tickets for that will be going live this week. I'll be posting that everywhere. But yeah, that'll be our next big flagship event. It's the London Pauper Showdown, the Deadliest Dispute is what we're calling this one. It feels apt.
Let's go.
Sweet.
So yeah, that'll be coming soon. And yeah,
awesome.
Just been a pleasure to speak to you guys today. Thanks so much for having me. And I'll have to join your guys' Discord so people can let me know if they've got any other questions.
Yeah, that would be great.
You could join the curry debate that is now ongoing as we're recording.
It's true.
Okay, so that's happening right now.
Yeah,
It is happening
Quite literally.
in this exact moment.
Hilarious. Okay.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's a good little community that we're starting to grow over there too.
Our keyword of the day.
Our keyword of the day. Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Morgan, and we'll let you go from here. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure.
That was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you boys ready to talk about some tournaments?
Let's go.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Just wanted to make sure.
Me and the boba are ready.
All right, you got boba there.
Mm-hmm.
Careful, that's my wife's son.
Oh. Who's the dad?
I hope it's me.
Well, you just said it, so like my wife's son, not our son.
LOL.
LOL.
All right, so we're gonna skim through 4 tournaments here. We'll see how long we take, and hopefully not too long for my editing's sake. But I don't really have anything else going on tomorrow, so let's take a look here. We are gonna look at a few different tournaments. We're gonna cap it off with the qualifier that happened on Magic Online. We're gonna start with the Czech Pauper Championship that happened. These all happened on February 22nd.
That was the day to
That was
be playing
Saturday.
Pauper.
Yes, Saturday. They had 150 players, and we're going to read off the top 4. Some of the rest of the top 8 results got a little jumbled together in the data between this and the next event. So we're going to do top 4s of the first 2 events and top 8s of the latter 2. So this is the Czech Pauper Championship on February 22nd with 150 players. In 4th place, Psycho Uwu on Black-Green Turbo Fog. In 3rd place, Zamanjiniek on Walls Combo. In 2nd place, Daniel Mick on Jund Glee Combo. And the winning list, with a 5-0-2 record, David Adamus on Familiars. And it looks like there's a little black splash going on.
for 3 snuff outs.
3
Yep.
snuff and one more on the board here.
Yep, that's an interesting spot. I looked at it, like first glance, I'm like, oh, is this Jeskai Ephemerate without like the Wildfires package? I'm like, wait, nope, this is Familiars. Kind of now I'm just making this connection in my head that Jeskai Wildfires and Ephemerates are pretty similar decks in like a really weird way.
They are.
Different but similar. Okay.
One is so much better than the other one.
I think it's FAMs, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about in the world of Jeskai.
Yeah.
Oh, or in the world of like Ephemerate decks.
The different the cleansing wildfire decks between Ephemerate and Jund
Oh,
Wildfires.
I thought that's what.
what you're
Yeah, I thought that's what.
No.
you're talking about.
Oh my god!
I thought
what
that-
are we
I-
talking about?
I'm saying that FAMs and Jeskai
Like
Wildfires look very similar.
Jeskai Ephemerate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just got Wildfire's ephemerate.
Sure.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, of course they do.
Glad we cleared that up. Of course they do.
They're the next playing Archaeomancers.
Yeah, it's just like I've never like made the connection in my head. Like they're not far off from lists. Like the ephemerate or the FAMS deck obviously plays familiar and snaps and then the whole combo and stuff. But I don't know anything too crazy about this FAMS list besides the Black Splash from Snuff Out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
which is
that's a good. I mean, that's good.
like
I
you gotta
that.
gotta beat the Brood Scale combo deck.
Yes, you have to kill the Brood Scale somehow.
Turns out,
let's move on to this tournament was called Kolodoc at Photogear. James tells me that it was in the Moscow area. We had 203 players, also on February 22nd. Just reading off the top 4 here. In 4th place, looks like it was a 10, 11. Looks like it was an 8-round tournament, which makes sense. God, I'm on top of my game today. In 4th place, Azazel 1892 on Gruul Ramp. In 3rd place, Ilya Alexievich on Mono Blue Terror. In 2nd place, Tot Samyi on Walls combo. Another good showing for Walls here. And in 1st place, with a 9-0-2 record, an undefeated tournament, technically, Dolma playing Rakdos Madness.
Love
Madness
to see
returning
it.
to the streets. I took a look at this list ahead of time. Nothing too crazy going on. They've got a couple End the Festivities in the main, just as an extra coverage for the, I imagine, like fairies being popular, and also the busted Kuldotha starts. Because the Madness deck, you can gain life in an ideal world to get out of range of Kuldotha starts. If they get wide enough, they can just start to attack through the few blockers that you actually put into play.
Madness isn't really that much of a creature deck.
Right.
I like seeing that with these. I don't want to say small because 200 players is quite large, but these bigger in paper events, you see different stuff winning these events and making top 8, like that people say aren't competitive viable choices. Like we just saw FAMS win, and through Brood Scale, I'm sure too, and like there was at least that in the top 4, and we see Rakdos Burn winning this one, and I think we saw Rakdos Madness win a Paupergeddon
last year.
Yeah, too.
The one before
MH3.
The one before MH3.
It's just nice that you always hear these decks aren't good enough anymore, but yet they still win these big events.
Turns out if you are devoted enough to an archetype, you will continue to do well with it.
Just play a deck you enjoy.
Yeah, play the deck you want. Like Familiars keeps doing well for particular individuals for a good reason.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I wonder what you bring these Trespassers curses in for.
I mean, if you expect
like Brood Scale?
I mean, probably not Brood Scale. I mean, it covers that like one edge case, but we learned recently that that you can still stack all the triggers in such a way that the Trespasser's Curse isn't actually going to do anything, but it will force them to actually combo off. So if you have an additional point of interaction on top of the curse, you can likely stop them from going off.
It does like stop them from making the infinite.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't stop them from winning the game with Nadier's Nightblade, like you said, or munitions.
The Nightblade will counter it, but
so the munitions, yeah.
When once you have the outlet,
but it does stop the initial combo, which is nice. But maybe you just bring it against like fairies or Kuldotha if they're like spamming a bunch of creatures on board.
Randomly run into Goblin combo. I think it's fine to bring in against Kuldotha, honestly.
Yeah,
like. There honestly aren't too many other cards in this board I would bring in. Probably the Electrickery, maybe a Cast and Fire, but not all of them.
I actually like Cast and the Fire. And when I have access, whenever I'm playing a deck with it in the board, I'm always almost bring them in the matchup or the Kuldotha matchup.
Just boop boop.
Yeah, just eats.
A couple things.
Well, it eats Artifact Land, or it eats a Synthesizer, or it eats 2 creatures, or it's just pretty good. It's modal.
And we see it.
It is modal.
We see another Rakdos Madness in the top 16 of his very same tournament too, like very similar list too, which is kind of cool. Except they're not playing in the festivities. It looks like also seeing a 5-color Tron in this tournament is very nice too.
People are gonna show up with what they want to play at these things. It's good to see.
Love a good Denrova horror.
Trust me, you're not telling me anything I don't know.
Moving right along to the looks like it's listed as the 24 Edición Super Pauper Ingenio BCN. This is a Barcelona tournament, hence the BCN. Also on February 22nd, there were 99 players in this event, so a nice little 7-rounder. I'll go through. I lost it. Let me get back to it.
Where are you?
We have a full top 8 to read off here. Looks like the winning. Yeah, looks like the bubble for top 8 looks like 2 players missed at 5-1-1. So it looks like 5-1-1 or better was the cut to make top 8 for this event. That tracks.
And real quick, that Gruul ramp deck that I just barely made out, it looks like that Teasdale list that's been going around with the Bannerhide Cruciux and the 4 Nyxbone Hydras, and you're playing 0 Cascade spells. Your only red in the deck is for Writhing Chrysalis main board. This one even cut the Oliphants.
Except this was main board.
Yeah, this list is sick. Yeah, and Anna has this sleeved up, and it is so much fun to play.
I've got one that's playing boarding party.
The one I have in the...
Cool, they're
This
literally
is
right
the
next to each other.
the 9th place list.
That does me no good on here.
Oh, okay.
I need names.
Oh.
Roger Estrada.
Beautiful. The one right below it is playing boarding party. That's why I was like,
That's why they got that win, or that draw over that loss. No boarding parties.
Sure.
That was the difference.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to read off the top 8 here.
Do it to
In
it.
8th place.
Call that nonsense.
In 8th place, Celia Blanco playing Boggles. In 7th place, Mark Gibert on Black Green Brood Scale combo. In 6th place, Jordi Carrasco on Mono Blue Terror. In 4th place, Oscar Ramirez playing Slivers. Slivers making the top 8 berth here. In 4th place, Xavi Barranco playing another copy of Black Green Brood Scale combo. In 3rd place, Mark Frebreja on Black Green Glee combo. In 2nd place, Carlos DC playing Koldotha Red. And in 1st place, with an 8-1-1 record, Juanaco Lopez playing Koldotha Red. So we got a couple Koldotha decks on top, followed by a couple Brood Scale lists, a nice little smattering of other things in the rest of top 8, plus another Brood Scale list. Like, this is, I think, about what you can expect from most tournaments these days that are trying to be somewhat competitive.
Interesting addition to the Slivers deck. The 4 copies of Mutagenic Growth.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, sneak your way past like a lightning bolt or something. Maybe get a cheeky trade in there you weren't supposed to get. Yes, besides from the Sliver deck, Thomas, I agree that this looks like what you would expect a major tournament to look like. I mean, some people could argue that maybe 3 is too many and they're tired of seeing the Brood Scale, but maybe Slivers is the answer to that, you know?
Maybe.
That's funny.
Yeah, and everything looking pretty stock. The 3rd place Brood Scale list, we got 3 Sandstorms in the sideboard, which is pretty cool. And the Last Rites has made its way over into the main deck with this list. No Shambling. Oh, no, never mind. No, the Shambling Gas are here. Excuse me. Brood Scale, Nightblade, Shambling Gas. I'm just so used to seeing 4 creatures in this column, but there's no Writhing Chrysalis here.
Sliver deck's kind of cool because you can outgrow like the breath weapon stuff pretty quick.
Pretty easily, honestly.
And maybe like the turn you can't, you Mutagenic Growth your Muscle Sliver to save that. The next turn you're bigger than that because you have stuff like Plated Sliver that boost your toughness and stuff. So interesting deck, man. So I'm just keep looking at this deck. It's weird. I have to read like every Sliver card because I'm not super. I can see like the mana base being a little dodgy. Like if you want to go like turn 1, you have 8 white drops. 1 mana white drops, and then you have 4 1 mana green spells. So like, but you're only playing 4 dual lands and then 8/4/6 planes. So like, could be a little hard to.
It's a little dicey.
Expect the perfect mana when you need it, but if it works out, hey, like if you get lucky, you can top 8 one of these, and your mana's nice to you, and all that fun stuff. So cute stuff.
Yeah, so way to give your Slivers flash. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. Anything else interesting in this top 8 list you see here? The Mono Blue Delver, its flex slots look like Dragon Wings and Artful Dodge and 2 Sleep of the Dead, so it's like really heavy on like the extra evasion. It's playing 0 snaps and 0 snaps, 0 boomerangs, and why can I never think of that? Their card, the 5-mana one that gets cheaper from MH3.
Demon Furrier.
Demon Furrier.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. And like 0 Demon Furriers too. So you're just
all in on Spell Pierce and Frantic Inventory, it looks like.
Been just like those 4 like what's the word in quotes I'm trying to use? Evasive spells, like I said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
that looks
that.
good. Looked like it was a fun tournament. Yeah,
Good stuff,
the burn lists on top are, they have some End the Festivities or Tectonic Hazards in the main, both of them. There's a Fire Blast in the main for at least one of them, some raises in the board for the second place list. So like a couple little points, but Kuldotha, I think that Kuldotha for the most part at its current iteration is mostly solved.
Yeah, you see like slight variations between lists and stuff, but nothing crazy. It's cool to see 3 Gruul ramp decks in the top 16, and all 3 of them are slightly different from each other. Like or it looks like maybe all of them aren't playing the Inoue Deltasaur. All of them are on like.
Them are playing. They're all into the Crucian or whatever.
That's really that is really interesting. Cool.
Shall we cap it off? Let's cap it off with the Pauper Qualifier. This is on Magic Online on Saturday, February 22nd. There were 157 players playing for their spot. I think top 4 get RC invites, and I believe the top 8 also qualify for the next level of competition in the Magic Online Championship Showcase Series, and the winner of that will be one of the top 8. The winner of the next stage beyond this will be playing in the
Mox.
The Mox.
This tends to be the type of event that does bring out people that don't normally play the kind of format. So your grinder people that are very entrenched in Magic Online but couldn't find another event going on that day. This is the biggest one that had going on for the day. So
like one friend of the show, IMBA Gallade.
How did he end up doing?
4 and 4. Record.
4 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Not in part to any of our help. We did our best.
The one round I got to help him.
Yes.
He won.
Yes, that is true. And then that was it. And
So Hippo's 1-0.
yeah, so James 1-0 in Pauper qualifiers,
I guess.
It was cool to see Pauper through the lens of a highly competitive Magic Online grinder who doesn't play this specific format very much.
Correct.
And it was really cool. Like we were getting pinged in our local Discord from him about like how bad the mana was. And just like I remember seeing a screenshot that was a Lotleth Giant trigger on the stack,
with
and
a
then on top of that
strike.
was a Tainted Strike being cast, targeting the Lotleth Giant to give it infect.
That was really
And
funny.
he was like, "None of y'all Pauper people told me to look out for this. What is?"
Yeah, I wouldn't
so
have.
funny.
To be fair,
Yeah.
it would have gotten me.
That's not on my bingo card.
Yeah,
you know?
I told him, I'm like, well, neither.
We did just tell him just play the best deck.
Yeah.
Just play Brood Scale.
Yeah, he played Brood Scale. I think a black-green version.
He did. He played just the black green version.
Yeah, and it was totally fine.
It's totally fine.
Shout out to Tristan. We love you.
It's true.
Let's read this top
Before
8.
top 8, can we look at his 9th place deck real quick?
Sure. What's in 9th place from Love Crayons? Mono Black Sacrifice.
This is a very sweet list.
Oh, I've seen lists similar to this. Shout out to Derek Smith, has been working on kind of a black-green iteration of something like
Bayou
this.
Graph and stuff like that.
Biograph and similar things. This is sick. We are looking at. I'll read it off and then have at it, Cameron. We got 4 Shambling Gas, 4 Greedy Freebooter, which is the 1-mana 1/1. It dies into a scry and a treasure. 4 Infestation Sage, the new 1-drop that dies into an insect. 4 Carrion Feeders. 4 Gixing Infiltrators, which is a 2-drop from Brothers War that whenever you sacrifice another permanent, it gets a counter. 4 Mortician Beetles, famously downshifted from Rare. And 4 Nezumi Link Breakers, which is from OTJ. If it'll load, when it dies into a Mercenary token. And we got a couple Snuff Outs, full sets of Village Rites, Deadly Disputes, 2 Unexpected Fangs, which is pretty sick. And 4 copies of Reaping the Graves, which is the 3-mana black instant that returns a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, and it has Storm. Slap on 17 lands, 4 of them being Vault of Whispers, and a nice little board, plus a splash of green for 4 Weather the Storm.
Just from
the
treasures. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's so
no
sick.
other way to cast that card.
No, this list looks sick.
Yeah, kind of interesting. So when I was talking to Derek about like the sack deck, like what I told him is like I think 3 mana is like too much of a deck if you're gonna play, like
12 village rights, deadly disputes effects, or whatever, 8 of them in this list. Especially with the Reaping the Graves here, it's like you want your stuff to cost 1 mana, so you want a bunch of this 1 mana. It dies into another piece of cardboard type thing, so you can just play all of them out. You can sack them all to your big carrion feeder, or have the Infiltrator or Beetle out and play, and then you can Reaping Grave or draw into them more and just repeat the process. Then, like, only if you have like 4 mana, you can sack 4 things, the next turn you buy it back, do it again, kind of thing. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a deck that can pick its spot fairly reasonably against stuff like Relic or Progenitus, where you can kind of you might even be able to set up a chain if they just, all right, I'm just gonna pop my Relic, and if you have enough mana, just like Rights, Dispute, Reaping the Graves, pick these 3 things back up, and just like, okay, cool, Relic resolves, untap, deploy all these things again.
Yeah, and something like this too, and you can just get on the beat plan too, since all this stuff does just die into like a 1/1 for the most part. Again, like this deck is just missing like a Blood Artist type effect just to be nutso, I think.
Would agree.
Yeah, no, that's sweet. Congratulations to Love Crayons on your 9th place finish. With a 6-2 record, it looks like 6 and 2s go all the way down to. Let's see if I can. All the way down into the top 32. So 17, 18, 19.
That's
20,
a lot of
21,
breakers.
22. Yeah. 6 and 2s all the way down to 22nd.
So
place.
All those people missed on breakers from like 9th to.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
From 9th to 22. Yeah. All missed on breakers, which that's what happens when you have 157 players playing an event. It's gonna happen, and there's no draws because it's Magic Online, so it makes the math look a little bit wonky sometimes. Anyway, our top 8 from the qualifier. In 8th place, taking their first loss, they were 8-0 in the Swiss. Boom Bust playing Mono Red Kuldotha. In 7th place, Nascimento playing Jund Glee combo. In 6th place, Moon 11 playing White Weenie. In 5th place, Lindoso 01 playing good old Boros Synthesizer. We'll come back to that. In 4th place,
Today's economy.
In 4th place, Alessandro Pericini playing Jund Glee combo. In 3rd place, Ciccio Gary on Blue Black Fairies. And in 2nd place, this was a split. This was a split of the finals. In 2nd place, GN42 on Familiars. And in 1st place, Hamuda playing Jund Glee combo. Now, this is the Jund list that we were referring to earlier. It was just a card off of that Jund list that we mentioned before. Kind of trimming a couple copies, like with the Jund list is wont to do as compared to the Black-Green list, with like 3 Rumbles, 3 Duress, 3 Safekeeping, 3 Eviscerators Insights to make room for, you have your 4 Writhing Chrysalis, and then a bunch more of the one-ofs. You have your Makeshift Munitions. We're also playing 1 Evolution Witness here alongside the 2 Nadier's Nightblades.
The Energy Refractor as well.
Yeah, the Energy Refractor I think is really sick. I've always, like, I get that it is not as good as Ichor Wellspring and the like, but just being able to give you any mana you want when you're going.
Does make comboing easier.
It makes comboing off so much easier, and it feels like a really easy one-of to at least just always have access to in these lists.
I mean, it's just a cantrip rock. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And then it just sits there, and it'll do the thing when you
Oh my goodness, if you have to dispute it away. Oh my god, I only drew one fewer card. I drew 2 cards.
Right.
I did what my actual card says it does.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This list by the Glee combo deck by Alessandro. Here, this one's cutting all the copies of Shambling Gas, so 0 Shambling Gas, and we're playing 4 Limbus, 4 Ichor Wellsprings. Just get that like drawing power from the rocks, and of course your Deadly Disputes and Viscerator Insights too.
I kind of like this one too.
That's interesting because I haven't been like super impressed by the Shambling Geist, but I haven't played it against a lot of mono red where that could make a big difference.
No, that makes sense. That, and I mean, obviously the reasons they're cutting it. It's not great into a few different things.
And this list is also maxed out on Lembus. We got 4 Lembus, so that they're probably, that's the push and pull of like, all right, well, if I'm not going to play Ghast, I'm not going to pick off Kuldotha's threats. I'm going to play a bunch of Lembus and hope to gain some life to get out from under that.
Exactly. Yep.
And with that clean side.
Very clean board. 4 Weather, 4 Snuff, 4 Breath Weapon, 3 Vines. Love it. Screw Affinity. Affinity doesn't exist. It can't hurt you.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it's a good matchup.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
No Affinity in the top 16, so yeah, Affinity cannot hurt you.
It's true.
It just has it looks like it just has a very, very bad brood scale matchup.
It does.
Yeah.
Which is one can say, wild that I say the one time I played the matchup, I won.
Yes. Yes, you did. I remember. Talk to me about this Boros list, Cameron.
Oh, there's so much going on here. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Click on it.
Or James, both of you, please.
I'm okay. So I have a couple thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
One, if we're playing a 4-drop that's like really good into the meta, I do not think it is Guardian of the Guild Pact. I will tell you that. I think it is Coalition Honor Guard.
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
I think if you're going to play in the format with Basking Brood-Scale as your best combo deck, you should be playing the Honor Guard over the Guild Pact.
And an interesting deck to play fun of one-ofs of Synthesizer too.
Yeah, like
because you just don't want to hit your 4-drop off Synthesizer.
One of Candy Trail here, interesting. The two copies of Journey to Nowhere is your like catch all removal spell.
Just like your one clean way of getting rid of Chrysalis.
Yeah.
Like Thraben Charm can most likely do it.
I'm
in the first
honestly
one.
kind of shocked that this list is not playing more copies of Thraben Charm.
Yeah.
kind of surprising.
I just what do you cut?
It
Like
just,
the bolts or
it
the
cleaned-
blast?
Actually, I think I would cut the cast and the fire from the main.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or the Candy Trail or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's some cool things going on. I mean, I'm not upset to see it. Interesting also that we've moved back into like Boros Garrison territory.
Mm-hmm.
It's real weird. Because we're playing like copies of Radiant Fountain and Bajuka Bog in the main. So like clearly we have some eye toward like being able to be graveyard and not lose to other aggressive decks like Goldotha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bajuka Bog in the main is pretty wild. That's
Well, you
really
can
wild.
you can just keep picking them up with with the core Skyfisher.
I understand. I think if I were playing, and I think Krablinski would agree with me, if we're playing like a Boros deck that wants to like make use of cards that are not dead in game one, play something like Bully. Like Bully does that with like the what's the two Thrilling Discoveries and Faithless Leadings and things like that, so you can get rid of these cards if you don't need them. Because man, does a Bajuka Bog look awkward when you need an untap land. I mean, to be fair, this deck is playing a lot of tap lands. But
you also
has,
can't cast
yeah.
any of your white or red spells.
Correct,
off of
and
it,
you're
too.
like a fairly mana like hungry deck, and trying to like multi-spell on a turn with a Bajuka Bog can be really weird.
Yeah, I don't think this deck can afford to play a waste, really.
No,
Yeah,
I
because
don't think so.
No,
I've had
you
awkward
would
moments
rather
in-
play wastes.
I think so.
yeah.
I think it actually
You
would
can
because
at
it comes
least
in
cast some of
untapped.
your spells off of a waste.
Because it comes in untapped.
Right. Well, no, yeah.
Interesting seeing no Obsidian Acolytes too in the sideboard. Like that's another
That is,
card.
yeah.
that-
There
But
was
they
some.
did well.
Yeah,
So
exactly. They did
they're
Obviously, they
doing
did well.
something right.
Obviously, they did well.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
slight to that.
Not like throwing shade, just very interesting choices.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious as to some of
Yeah.
these, what brought them to some of these choices that they've made.
Sick.
Yeah, that's what I got on this.
So I'm just reading the list.
Yeah. Take a quick look over here.
So there's FAMs. I can look at FAMs and be like, yeah, it looks like FAMs. You know, can't really add too much to that.
See if GN did anything interesting. No, looks pretty stock from GN. Nothing crazy here.
The White Weenie deck.
White Weenie deck, nothing. Literally nothing.
2 Suture Priest.
That's just for
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
people have been doing that for a little bit.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's-
so it's
that's-
nothing crazy. Actually, the list when I handed off White Weenie for somebody to play in our Pauper Cup or whatever, I handed them a deck with Suture Priest.
Say it's old technology.
At this point, yeah,
Well, it's also kind of helpful against Brood Scale.
that's
like-
the whole point of the card.
Right.
Yeah.
Just, like, not even for any other matchup.
Interesting.
It's similar to Trespasser's Curse, where if they have the outlet, they can combo on top of all these triggers stacking up. But again, like you said, Cameron, it'll stop them from. If they don't have the outlet, it'll stop
I
them from being
am
infinite.
curious as to their choice of Standard Bearer over Coalition Honor Guard specifically.
Get it down earlier versus
Cheaper.
Brood Scale.
The only thing I have with that is it doesn't beat their wraths that they have.
Or Shambling Gust.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't beat any of their small removal spells.
Maybe it's some coverage for something like Boggles.
You're already
Where
like,
you have
I mean, you already have like Thraben charms, like,
I guess.
and 4 Destroy Evil, like, I don't, and Prismatic Strands, like, you have so many answers to like not die to Boggles.
It is good against Boggles too, though, and maybe you just want
Coalition Honor Guard can be a little awkward on turn 4 against both of those decks too.
Yeah.
So if you just want to feel like safe turn 2 and have interaction up, kind of thing,
it
and,
just kind of scares me. That card dies to like Drown in Sorrows and Breath Weapons and whatnot.
yeah, that's already.
Where
stuff
the
people
only
wanna bring
card that
against you.
like the one card if they're playing is like that gets around all of that, doesn't matter what it is Snuff Out. But again, I'm if it were me, I think I would be playing the Honor Guard in that particular position. I think that just me.
Any other? Oh, I thought it was interesting that this one had the 3 Jund Brood skills in the top 8, while like the last tournament we looked at, the Moscow one, or not Moscow, the Russian one had
Well, that is Russian.
The Barcelona one had
Barcelona
all the black green.
Yeah, had the black green in there. So it's just like, what's the best deck? Who knows? Whatever one you like the most.
As long as you're putting a statistically on a brood scale, you can't go too wrong.
No, the deck does seem really good, and you keep scrolling down. There's a bunch more in the top 32 of this tournament as well. Maybe too much. Interesting looking at all the way down the top 32, Kerblinski's Turbo Fog list. They kind of posted a little bit of this on Twitter. They said it was really geared to beat brood scale, and they're playing 0 Trespassers Curse. And normally, like, you've been seeing like 2 to 3 copies of those main board for this deck, but there looks like their spots are 2 Coalition Honor Guards in the main board for brood scale specifically, I'm sure.
Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
Other than that, I have no more thoughts.
No, a great showing to everyone involved. Definitely excited to give this this Mono Black Sacrifice deck a whirl sometime. That looks super fun. Just have to find the cards. Yeah. That's all I got. I guess only other shout-outs, Team Trios, March 15th. Good luck to everyone playing the Upstate New York Pauper event this weekend. Hope you all have fun. I start my new job on Monday.
Ooh.
So that's very exciting. Good to go for Charlotte. So that's good. If anyone's going to be at the Charlotte RC, come say hi. I'll be there.
Heck yeah. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Like Thomas said, we'll have a bunch of links in the description for you, a bunch of stuff from Morgan's in the
London Pauper League.
Thank you. My brain's fried.
Same.
Our usual social links, all that fun stuff. If you have any questions for us, you can send those to commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. We love hearing your ideas, feedback, all that fun stuff. We also have the link to our Discord channel below. I think we got 70 people in there right now.
Yeah.
Around there. So it's
Popping.
yeah, it's fun. Like people talking daily and stuff, reading people's conversations, all that fun stuff. Nice to meet some of y'all out there too. It's awesome. That's it.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for listening, fam.
Drive safe.
Later, everyone.
What percentage of people are in their cars right now? Comment below if you're in a car.
I don't know. It's probably like
After you're parked.
probably more like
after you're
25,
parked.
25 to 30 maybe.
After you're parked, comment below.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, not while they're driving. Not when they're doing 90 on 40.